beautiful St. Mary's bedspread. It's the Daisy bedspread, available in 6 fashion-right colors. St. Mary's, instant high fashion for your bed and bath. And Farrah worsted slacks, known throughout the country as America's most distinctive new worsteds, finely tailored and imaginatively styled in the season's best colors and patterns. And a beautiful 14-karat gold ring set with an azalea pink Lindy Star sapphire, weighing over 3 carats, one of 8 glowing fashion colors available in Lindy Stars. Wally?
Thank you, Johnny Olson. That was the first nervous robot we've ever had. We've had nervous contestants, but never any... I beg your pardon?
Wearing one of those damn middies.
That's right. All right. I think our next one, though, is wearing a mini. Let's find out. Will you enter and sign in, please? Miss X. Panel, we must call our guest Miss X because you would recognize her name. Let me tell you that she is in the entertainment business, and now let's show the audience just who she is and what her line is. May I remind you again that she is in the entertainment business, and we'll begin with Bennett.
Miss X, does your entertainment involve anything creative?
Yes.
Do you, by any chance, write things?
Sometimes.
Would they be books rather than plays?
No.
No. One down, Arlene.
Do you yourself perform?
No.
2 down, Soupy.
Are you behind the scenes?
Yes.
Oh, it is more than one question.
That's right.
Is this behind the scenes so that would make you either like a director or producer?
No.
3 down, Anita.
What you write for, is it television?
Yes.
You write for television. Do you write for a regular series?
Yes.
I mean, a regular show on every
A regular
week.
show, right.
Is it a straight dramatic show?
No.
Oh, no. 4 down, Bennett.
Does the show that you are connected with appeal to children?
Yes.
Would it be something that was shown almost every day?
Yes.
It has nothing to do with Sesame Street, has it?
No.
No, it has not. Now, I remind you, writing may be only part of her job. That's 5 down, Arlene.
Do you have anything to do with puppets?
No.
6 down, Soupy.
You do say that there's a children's show involved in
No,
it?
we said children may enjoy the show.
Oh, they may enjoy it.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this a comedy show that you write?
Sometimes.
Well, say there may be lighter moments in it.
Yeah.
There might be lighter moments, huh? When it is shown, is it shown late at night?
It's at night.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Is there anything religious about it?
No.
I thought
7 down, Anita.
Maybe she wrote sermonette.
It wouldn't have anything to do with weather.
No.
8 down, Bennett.
Does it have anything to do, Miss X, with panel shows?
Yes.
Does it have anything to do with this particular panel show?
Yes.
Are you connected with the Goodson Todman office
Yes,
and
I
help
am.
prepare What's My Line?
Well, I think that's close enough. Yes, very good. May I introduce to you Joyce Weiss of the What's My Line staff, this is Joyce Weiss. So this is why we had to call her Miss X. But Joyce, why don't you tell everyone what your job is?
Well, I'm one of the 3 casting directors, along with Helen Marcus and Barbara Griff, who find the contestants to stump you with each day.
You know, every time I go someplace, someone comes up to me and says, how do you find those people? And I throw up my hands and say, but it's Joyce. Tell us how you find them.
Well, we read everything we can get our hands on, every magazine and newspaper. We have creative meetings, we deal with public relations people, and we certainly go through the mail, so keep the letters coming in. Any way we can, we do.
Now, I understand that Gail Sheldon almost made your appearance here impossible. And Soupy, why don't you tell them about that?
Oh, that's what it was.
Well, Gail and Liz Martin and myself have a tradition of celebrating our birthdays at Clark's. And Gail, who's a good friend of Soupy's, invited him to hers last Saturday, and suddenly said, oh my God, what did I do? Soupy can't meet Joyce.
That's right.
So she called him and said, I can't tell you why, but you can't come to the party. I rescind the invitations, and on Tuesday's show, you'll understand why.
I know, that was one of the very few parties I was ever invited and canceled out, and I never knew why. I thought maybe I was on the 7th day of a 5-day deodorant pad.
But I think I should explain why the panel does not necessarily know Joyce, or maybe you can tell us, because, you know, she is associated with the show, but you never come to the studio, do you?
No, they keep the casting directors locked up at 375 Park trying to find the people and interview them.
And of course, the panel only comes to the studio, or very, very rarely, I think, do any of you go into Goodson Todman's offices, and so that's why you have never met them, right?
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is that we're a little bit sad about this, because after 14 years with Goodson Todman, Joyce has decided that she is going to part company with us and go out to the West Coast and live in sunny California. Mm-hmm. And Joyce, that's a terrible thing for you to do, because we hate to have you leave us.
I might be back.
You might be back. The door is always open if you'd like to come back, and may we wish you good fortune and much success on the West Coast.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Joyce Weiss. We'll be back to meet our mystery guest as What's My Line continues.
Transportation, another consideration by Pontiac, the sporty new Pontiac Firebird with wide track stance, responsive handling, and smooth ride performance. Pontiac takes the fun of driving seriously. Accommodations and promotional consideration for What's My Line provided by Sheraton, the hotels and motor inns with the reservation number to end all reservation numbers. And if you're planning to be in New York City, would like to attend one of our telecasts, write for tickets to What's My Line, 51 West 52nd Street, New York, 10019. Be sure to write the word tickets on the envelope.
And here we are again with that very special part of What's My Line, the time we meet our mystery guest, panel of the blindfolds securely in place.
Certainly.
Yes, sir.
All right, mystery challenger, will you enter and sign in, please? All right, panel, you know it's one question at a time. You'll have 3 minutes to try and establish our mystery guest's identity. And let's begin with Soupy Sales.
Thank you, Wally. Mystery guest, that was a very nice reception. Would we find your name in the entertainment pages?
Yes,
Anita?
Are you best known for your work in television?
yes.
Bennett?
Would you say that your chief forte is comedy?
Mets and Mets.
What?
Half and half.
Arlene?
Do you appear regularly on television?
Yes,
Soupy?
Are you the star of this show?
No.
Anita.
Is it a nighttime show?
Yes.
Bennett.
Is it a situation show?
Arlene.
By that, I take it it's a talk show on which there are situations.
That's a yes. Soupy.
Are you Ed McMahon?
Yeah. How did you do that? How did he do that? Now, I was disguising my voice.
You did. You were doing marvelous until you laughed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, we do occasionally hear you laugh on the Tonight Show.
Yes. Once in a while we get into situations. We don't plan it that way, but who ever knows?
What's the worst situation you've ever been in, Ed?
I don't think we can tell that one here. No, I tell you, I did.
on the show.
No, on the show, no. We did have one. I had a brand new sponsor. It was their first night on the show, the Voice of Music. And they had a new tape recorder. It was very light. You could carry it over your shoulder. And they did a very dangerous thing. They wanted me to tape record my own voice, run it back, and then play it. I tape recorded my own voice as the first part of the commercial, and then I ran it back, and I couldn't find that part of my voice on the tape. And it went on for 8 minutes, and I couldn't find it any place on the tape. And I said, see how easy it is to work? But luckily, the sponsor had a sense of humor, and it was all right.
Well, fortunately, you can operate the typewriter better than you can a tape recorder.
Oh, boy, we had a... Oh, you're leading me into something.
I'm leading you into something.
Well, that was very nice of you to do that. I'm publishing a couple of new... And I'm not publishing, but I'm writing a couple of new books. That's what he wanted me to mention.
Right.
That's nice.
Right.
A book about diets. Arlene, the last time I was here, you said to me, you've got to lose weight, and you were one of the people that really made me feel how badly I looked. Really. You
That
looked...
wasn't nice of me to do
No,
that.
but you said, Ed, what you said, may I say what you said?
Sure.
She says, you're too handsome a man to carry all that weight around.
That's right.
Now, that appealed to me. You know, a girl like that, and her intelligence, and her, keen sense of judgment.
Arlene, Ed, I don't know of anyone else in the business that has the knack that Arlene does of saying something like that, and it comes out so nice.
Well, it got me started. I lost 30 pounds since I
I know
started.
it, and you look marvelous,
Thank
and
you.
I can't wait to read your
Thank
book.
you.
What is it called?
I have no title for it yet. It's just going to be a diet book. My other book I'm really intrigued about. I'm writing a book about speech making. It's not a tome. It's going to be very humorous, but it's called What to Leave Out of Your Next After Dinner Speech, or He Lives in Nearby Ridgewood, New Jersey. You know one of those speeches? And as a matter of, you'll be interested in that book a great deal, Bennett.
Who's publishing it, Ed?
You are. Random House is publishing it, yes.
Great,
We've had
great.
several meetings, and...
I got a great title for your book.
What is it?
Arlene Francis Said I Was Fat.
That's not bad at all.
That's not too
That's
bad.
not bad.
I will talk to the authorities that are.
Right. And
The other thing, I want to tell one other thing. She asked about the terrible thing. We had it last night. Of course, you taped early here, but last evening, I had one of our sponsors, and I was supposed to cover over a wine glass filled with wine and show how this particular product sealed the glass in such a way that none of the wine could spill out, which, of course, it did.
Yeah.
So then I had to carry it out and do it over Jerry Lewis's head. I did it once before the same way over John. So that's my second most embarrassing. Any demonstration, I think you've all been
You're
on television.
entitled to a
but
few.
you know, they
What's
claim that when something like that really louses up, it probably has greater advertising value than if it works properly.
I think so.
And, I mean,
Right.
this is what we always used to
Mistakes
tell the-
sometimes make for big sales, except in the case of the Edsel.
Yes.
Well, you know,
That
it
was a
once
big
said,
mistake.
you know what the Edsel was designed for? It said the Edsel was originally conceived for someone who was on their way up and didn't want anyone to know it. And said it was also designed for someone who wasn't sure which way he was going,
Yeah.
right?
They found
Yes.
out that
And what was the other one, Ed?
On his way down, I didn't know where he was.
Yeah, I didn't know where he was going. But anyway, so the Edsel was...
And now the funny thing is about that car, since we're talking about it, now it's a collector's item.
Yeah.
And if you can get your hands on an Edsel station wagon, it's worth something like $8,000 or $9,000.
Really?
You're kidding.
No.
8 or 9
Well, the regular car's worth 5 to 6, and a station wagon, they only made 3.
Well, now you had another book. This isn't your first time, though.
I had another book. I started in my various interests, and my first book was called Barside Companion. I went right down. First Barside, then the diet, and then speech writing.
That Barside Companion must have sold well. It's a darling book.
It just came out in
Charming.
paperback, as a
Did
matter of
it?
fact. Yes, it did quite well.
I'm very pleased about this other book, and the one that Bennett is doing, and I think it's going to be a funny book, but it'll also be helpful because we've all sat through those terribly long speeches, and we'd like to.
You think we could get you on the Tonight Show to push it a little bit?
I think so. I can. Yes, sir.
Well, Ed, you know, they say you're a man of many hats, and it looks like you've added a couple more. But we're delighted because your humor is always enjoyed and appreciated.
Thank you.
Greatly. And thank you also for being
Nice to be back. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ed McNeil. Once more, if you'd like a chance to appear as a contestant on What's My Line, first of all, we need to have your name, address, and telephone number. So drop us a line, won't you please, to What's My Line, 375 Park Avenue, New York, New York, 10022. And if you're going to be in New York, we'd like to know about that. But most importantly, we'd like a snapshot of you and a description of your occupation. And who knows, you may end up right here trying to stump the panel on What's My Line. And we'll continue right after this word. And now, panel, it's time for honest answers to letters from our audience at home and questions from the studio audience. And here's a letter. Dear Mr. Bruner, could you do one little thing for me? Would you please use, let me say who it's from, Lee Schmalbeck of Seattle, Washington. Would you please use 0 instead of O when repeating zip code numbers, like zip code 10014? This might seem like a very small item to you, but it's meant a lot to an old mathematics teacher. I couldn't agree with his old mathematics teacher more. That you ought to use it. But you know, we've been brainwashed into this. They say dial O for operator. When they really don't mean O, they mean 0. But O seems like much easier to say. 100, you would say, before you'd say 100.
Yeah, but you don't spell operators 0 P-E-R-A-T-O, huh?
Oh, all right, just for that, here's one for you. Why don't you use your middle initial? Soupy M Sales would be much more dignified.
Soupy M Sales?
Yeah.
I don't have a middle initial.
Thank you for your honest answer. All right, well, I think you did quite well today. You were blanked, weren't you? No, really.
No.
2 out of 3. At least.
All right.
You did very well.
We didn't get one.
Yes, you did.
We did.
You got Ed McMahon, you got Joyce Weiss, and that means you can join us again tomorrow. And won't you two, please, on What's My Line?
This is Johnny Olson speaking for What's My Line, a Mark Goodson, Bill Codron production.